Right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rawakakadash. Double honor to all the apostles, a great millstone that taught me his truth. And blessings all you sincere labors out of push this truth and all sincerity and faith and honesty. And my fellow servant Kanal Cloud coming at you once again from GMS Tampa Bay 12. Apostle Servicing, Petersburg, Florida. Yahweh Shai the Holy One. I would like to thank Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, putting spirit on me to do another lesson. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the hopeful elect. Okay, and I just want to get into something quick lesson because we see things are coming to pass, and we see things are pretty much on fire right now. And brothers has been in his truth for a little while. A few years or so, you would notice that things that get at a very high point, then things will slow down, and then get at a high point, then it'll die off, get at a high point and die off. And as we hasten the day, to get up out of here, we see things sort of die off. Certain countries back off, or certain countries back back. That doesn't mean that that day is being prolonged, or whatnot. But we kind of get a little down. We see things kind of die off, and they not as hot. Like the protest slows down. You know what I mean? And they stop protesting. But so that's been heavy on my spirit lately. Because just like every other brother, I'm ready to get up out of here too. Okay? And we ready to see the destruction of this place, and we ready for Yahweh Shai to return, man. And then wipe all the tears, pretty much away from our eyes. And so we can pretty much ultimately have that rest, okay? And get out of this hell, man. And I guess it's been heavy on my spirit lately, things popping off, things just being on fire right now, that to the spirit, as the scriptures say, man, when deep sleep falleth upon men, the Most High sealeth their instructions. And as the scriptures say, Revelations, hear what the Spirit say unto the churches. So this morning when I woke up, I believe that through the Spirit was speaking to me, like, because I woke up with that thought in my head, really heavy thought in my head, like, nah, this shit's not gonna slow down. All right, this I know how things have died down a little bit. Like, nah, it's at a point where, not saying it's gonna pop off next week, but to the point where things are just gonna progress. And first thing I thought about was that parable of the woman giving birth, okay? Because as those contractions get closer and closer and closer, that's only how it happens, man. Those contractions is gonna get closer and closer and closer to that baby. That baby is born, man. All right. Within that labor period, the contractions get higher and higher, then they slow down. They get higher and higher, then it gets to the point where they just keep coming back to back to back. And I believe, through the Spirit, that's what the Spirit was telling me in that time, right, where things aren't going to slack. Okay. This is 2nd Ezra 16 verse 35. It says, "Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord." All right. "Behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Behold, the plagues draw nigh, and are not slack. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth great pains compass her womb, which pains when a child cometh forth, they slack not at the moment." Alright, so through the Spirit, that was comfort. I believe we in those times, man. Alright, where the plague's not slack. Everything is ripe. You got elections, um, you know, popping off, and you're talking about impeaching Trump. Then civil war, martial law, all the riots in all the other places. America moving closer into war into Syria, the whole thing with Iran. A lot of things are popping off. The stock market is at an all-time high, the highest it's ever been in history. Okay, you got that I saw the other day, that pig swine flu that's wiping out the population of the pigs. And like was said in the video, yeah, we don't eat pigs, of course. But if all the pigs continue to be wiped out, it's going to affect the people that don't eat pigs, because they got to get that protein from somewhere else. They got to get that source of meat from somewhere else. So if the pigs is expensive because the lack of pigs, then people going to revert to beef and chicken, and just going to make price of everything go up. All right, people complain about gas. You got wildfires tearing up California. All right, you got a famine coming because the farmers got hit with those plagues. Either their crops in the Midwest, either their crops got flooded, hailstones, or either they didn't get enough water, so there's a famine coming. All right, these plagues are not slack, as when a woman with child in her ninth month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they shall slack not at the moment. All right. And what are we looking for? What are we looking for to be born? As you can see, the visual I have set forth, that new heaven and the new earth. All right, I'm gonna come back to 2nd Ezra 16, but I'm finna go to 2nd Peter 3 and 13. All right. 2nd Peter 3. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at I'm gonna start at 10. It's 2nd Peter 3 verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that therein shall be burned up. Because ultimately, Judgment Day is when those missiles begin to shot forth towards different regions, different continents, right, from one end of the world to the other, as the scripture said. That's 2 Peter 3 verse 11. It says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought you to be in all holy conversation and godliness. Okay, that's meditating on the kingdom, right? Setting yourself in order, setting your house in order, examining thyself, pushing out these lessons, man. This is that holy conversation and that godliness, man. All right, receiving instruction from the words that you read. All right, verse 12, it says, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Most High, of the Father, when the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Reading on, verse 13 says, nevertheless, we according to his promise. So nevertheless, yeah, these things are going to take place. But that's where that hope comes in. We hoping for it, right? It says, nevertheless, we according to his promise, because he promised us something, man. Right? That promise from Abraham unto Isaac and to Jacob. The promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein the well of righteousness. Okay? So that's why I had the visual set forth. This current world is, metaphorically speaking, all right, through the destruction. Okay, because through the destruction, that's how this new world is going to be birthed, man, brought forth out of the womb. All right, because this age, all right, is going to be done away with. All right, and meaning there's going to be new rulers. All right, the world is going to be under new management. It says, we're in the well of righteousness. Wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent that ye may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless, This is why we gotta do our videos. At least do what the commandment was. At least do three videos minimum. Okay. Go out and go out to camp and read and study. All right. So going back to the parable in 2nd Ezra 16, verse 38, I'm gonna read that again. And I'll continue on. It says, "As when a woman with a child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours at her birth, great pains compass her womb." Why? Because that child is coming, and what the kingdom of heaven is coming right now. All right. Which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not at the moment. So the pains not slacking. It says, "Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth. And the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side." Alright? "O my people, hear my word, make ye ready to the battle, and in those days be as evils, and those evils be as pilgrims upon the earth." Alright? So that's through the Spirit, I believe that was comfort. Saying, don't worry, it's not gonna slack. Okay, and I can believe that, man. As far as this whole election thing coming up, and they're moving further into the Middle East, different countries being involved, and they talking about they're gonna the U.S. Trump talking about they're gonna attack anybody that comes in, even if it's Russia. And I just saw an article today. Trump said the U.S. had to prepare for wars. All right, because here it is, they're trying to move into the Middle East and take ground, and they're not budging. All right, they have an agenda. Okay, a lot of things are at stake here, and then ID 2020 RFID chip is being pushed heavily. Okay, and there's watching the news, man. It's a lot. Once again, it's back to back. That's why I do believe that these plagues aren't going to slack, because it's an economic slowdown. It's a global recession, a global meltdown, a global slowdown. Jobs are harder to find. Prices of things are going up, and that's why you got a lot of people rioting all over the world. Okay, so that's pretty much all that he had to bring out for this lesson. Lord willing, these plagues don't slack, and that was confirmation from the Spirit that we only going up from here. We only getting closer to those great pains. Okay, because the child is about to come forth, and that's gonna be the kingdom of heaven, man. Okay, that new world. Okay, so with that, Lord willing, edify. Until next time, shalom.